Alright, I'm back again. My camera is also reoriented so that I'm actually looking in the direction of the screen and the rest of the game as opposed to looking in my other monitor, uh, where the game is not. Um, yeah, so let's get into it. What happened last time? Last time and Andreas learned a little bit more about what has happened since he's been gone. Um, Found a little bit more in the way of clues. Talked to the mystic. Ate dinner with some people that told him a little bit about what's going on. So there's like a lot of stuff happening um, between the abbey and the town. They're jacking up the prices. Um, Also, the abbot is selling everything that isn't nailed down and apparently shipping a lot of the coffers of the abbey out. So it looks like they're liquidating, which is really weird. Um, yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that. Um, So yeah, let's see. What does it want me to do? Let's visit that. So it wants me to go to the Commons. What's in my journal? St. John's Eve. Okay, a little fun thing happening there. Uh, I bought a book for the printmaker's daughter. Um, he liked it. The printmaker did, that is. But yeah, everyone seems to be working hard for the bonfire tonight. Commons look festive, decorated like this. Look at all the flowers, Master. The bonfire is huge. How's the fire coming? Those logs work out alright for you, Andrus? Going along as expected. Nearly finished with it. It's all in place, Otto. Good, good. Alright, everyone. Remember, after the bonfire tonight, we celebrate as usual. We'll all gather in the woods, and the women will collect herbs as tradition demands. Otto, the abbot has forbidden harvesting in the forest. Please, for everyone's sake, reconsider your actions. Thank you, Father, but the abbot's order goes against God's law. Ooh. The forest belongs to all of us, as do all of its game and fowl and fish. He cannot claim ownership over that which the Lord gave us to hold in common. No, I'm sorry, Father. We'll proceed as planned. Passing has never let anything get in the way of our St. John's customs as long as I can remember. We won't start now. And remember, tomorrow I will show you proof that as sure as the sun turns around the earth, God and our saints are with us. Blasphemy. Voicelove. Good day, Andreas. Hello, Brother Voicelove. You looked upset at Otto's announcement. Is everything alright? I was becoming more aggressive in his defiance of the abbot. Father Gernot will not take this news well. Well, who's telling? Chased him out of the woods himself. I mean, Andreas would know better than this. He'll send mercenaries out to kill people. Because that's what they do. The abbot doesn't like the festivities. Oh, the bonfire is fine. I look forward to it every year. And the festival is wonderful. But willfully antagonizing the abbot by gathering herbs against his order? I'm afraid this won't end well. His order? Didn't you just hear Father Thomas, Andreas? The abbot declared the woods off limits. Anyway, it's not for me to say. I'm sure the abbot will tell you more. The abbot's not going to send. Oh, he sent me with an invitation for you to dine with him tonight. Thought that wasn't going to be the case. I'm sure the father will want to discuss the situation over supper. Of course I'll attend. Thank you, Brother Voicelove. Does the invitation extend to Casper as well? I'm sorry, Andreas, but the Father Abbot has requested you come to his house alone. Please tell the Abbot I'll see him this evening. Casper, you're lucky. Well, I guess I'll see what the fuss is all about. I'll meet you back at the Golden Hand after dinner, alright? Can I help with the festival decorations while you're with the abbot? Yes, but be back before sundown, alright? Yes. Thank you, Master. I'll see you later. Oh, Casper. I hope nothing happens to him. That would suck a lot. But they're generating a lot of pathos here about him, so who knows. Bonfire is much simpler than the one in Nuremberg, but it's pretty all the same. Rita. Till. I don't know who that is. Werner. Casper. Master Andrews, you best not keep the abbot waiting. Go on, we'll meet up after supper. Alright, don't get into trouble. Yeah, I don't think that's... He's my little man. My little boy. Casper's my little pocket boy. My ward. Andrews, you're back in Tassing. Just for a few days, I wanted to pay my respects to Brother Piero. Oh yes, Brother Piero. What a talent with color. I'm sorry, Andreas. He was a sweet old man, and I talked to him sometimes on my breaks up at the Abbey. I'm surprised Brother Ferenc didn't give you an earful. Well, he did after, or before the, unpleasantness. I'm sure you know how it shook things up at the Abbey for a while. Brother Guy made it clear I wasn't welcome at Curacao when I arrived, so yes. For what it's worth, you're still welcome in Tassing. Anyway. Matthew's prior now. Still strict, but a bit quieter about it. Matthew's always struck me as quite pious. True. You wouldn't think piety could be uncommon in an abbey, but with Father Gernot. Oh? Are you in with the in with the peasants, Andrews? Of course! Gernot's been running them into the ground. On top of that, we can't even use the forest anymore. Any of us used to be able to go fishing there. Not anymore. How far are you going to take this? Oh, I don't know. Don't ask me. I'm not leading the thing. But I trust in Otto, and the peasants do, too. He's a good man. The whole town knows it. Even Lenhart, though he wouldn't admit it. Say, Andres, how's the married life been treating you? After you left here and returned to Nuremberg, I take it you were married. I was. Sabine, she was waiting for me. I hope the married life has treated you well. I still have not found anyone. I fear it's never going to happen. Really? Not a single person's caught your eye? Well, when I was in Innsbruck a few years ago, I saw a really pretty girl at the market selling painted pots. I think about her sometimes. Maybe more than as Christian. Okay. You gotta go. You gotta go back to Innsbruck and find that pretty girl, you know. What? Really? Life is too short to spend dreaming about the loves you could have had. Trust me. You seem to feel strongly about this, Andreas. This sounds foolish. Juvenile, you might say. Maybe, but it feels right. Well, if I ever have the chance to get back to Innsbruck, maybe I will. There's something to look forward to, after all. Thank you, Andreas. You're a man of inspiration. A pleasure. Until later, Andreas. Until then. Get it, Andreas. Yes. Go for it. Life is too short. I have to, I mean, I'm sure I could talk to other people as well, you know. but my only objective is in the abbot's house. If I did more exploratory stuff, what would that yield? Talk to Martin. Andreas Mahler, good to see you again after all these years. You as well. What have you been up to? You look like you've done well for yourself. Alright. I lived and worked in Poland for a few years. Huh. And people here think I'm well-traveled because I've been to Ulm. Though I suppose I have had a lot of adventures for a country boy. What happened to you anyway? Oh, right. You know I stole some of the Baron's things. I didn't make it far with them. I tried to sell them in Walgau, and then I got robbed. Serves me right, I guess. Luckily they didn't find the coins I was carrying. The money carried me around Bavaria for another month and a half. Then I started stealing. I grew bigger and more confident over time and became a highwayman. What the fuck? Martin, you're crazy. You were a bandit? Hard to believe, I know, but yes. Anyway, it didn't last long. I eventually got scared of it. I had a partner for the last year of my adventures. We tried to rob some Italians. We thought they were merchants traveling under the banner of St. George. But they were soldiers guarding money from the Bank of St. George in Genoa. Exactly. I learned that later. My partner didn't survive the encounter. I was wounded and alone in the wilderness. I thought of my mother, or father, my mother, Brigitte. I realized I couldn't remember Wolf's face anymore. I had to come back and take up the responsibilities I'd left behind. It was good that you did for everyone's sake. You may be right. Mom and Brigitte couldn't run the farm after Dad died. Maybe it's for the best that he wasn't here when I got back. I think that's the case, yes. Yeah, it's all in the past now. Just need to look forward. That was quite a speech he gave back at the Commons. He needs support. The townsfolk aren't as committed to opposing the abbot. They have less to gain and more to lose if the abbot chooses to get the Duke involved. Anyway, I have to get back to work. It's good talking to you, Andreas. Alright, until later. He's had a very wayward life. This is where the widow lives, but as far as I can tell, she now lives in the abbey. Which is odd. Veronica? Hello, Andreas. Good to see you back in town. Hello, Veronica. How have you been? Oh, you know. Pulled every which way. Mom's been a cow about when I'll give her grandchildren. As if I'm not doing enough work already. It's a good idea to set yourself up with you two having trouble. Not exactly. York is fine, it's just... I understand. It's just things are difficult sometimes. Yes, thanks, Andreas. Anyway, I should get back to work. We're all preparing for the festival. I'll leave you to it. Until later, Veronica. See you, Andreas. Talk to the Gertners. Talk to Big Jorg. Hello, Andreas. Hello again, Jorg. Sorry about the dinner the other night. Dad got a little heated. He's just trying to keep his dignity, I understand. Thanks, Andreas. Dad's always been able to provide for us, but now, well, things are different now. That's why Otto's making his speeches and Klaus printing the 12 articles. Changes coming to tossing, Andreas. May the winds of fortune blow your way, Jorg. Thanks. See you later, Andreas. I don't want to talk to, Peter. That's his name. I don't care about him. He's a dick. I understand why he's a dick, but he was mean. Sometimes you just gotta let people cool off. I don't recall ever going in here. What does the labyrinth symbolize? Interesting. Well, I think I'm going to go wildflowers, plentiful in the meadow. Yes, yes, yes. I'm gonna go talk to the abbot, who has some choice words for me, maybe? We'll see. Bit of an asshole. Hello. God bless you, Andreas. I'm glad to see you received my invitation. Are you ready to eat? Yes. Good. I don't think this guy did it, per se, because he has a lot on his plate, and he stands a lot to lose from the murder. Like, the Duke was a big benefactor to the Abbey, or is he a Duke? I forgot what he was. The Baron Rothvogel. He was a benefactor. He gave a lot of money to the Abbey to do various things. You know, he's a patron. So I don't understand what the abbot in particular would gain out of such a thing. It makes me think of like that it might be a more personal motive, but everything thus far kind of has been that. Maybe it could be something incidental. Maybe it could be something like the name of the rose. But we'll see. But I don't think I don't think in terms of like the conspiracy, I'm not sure this particular character wanted that to happen or stood to benefit in a way that's easily, I don't know, easily understandable. But yeah, Andreas, thank you for coming to dinner. I'll admit I was surprised to receive your invitation, Father, but I'm pleased to come. Yes, well, when I heard you return to testing, the Lord convicted my heart to let bygones be bygones. I think it's time we reconciled, Master Mahler. Please sit, and we will pray together. Bless us, O Lord, and these your gifts, which we are about to receive from your bounty. Lord, direct us, each of us here, toward your wisdom, prudence, and guidance in our future actions. Through Christ our Lord, amen. Amen. Brother Voislav was indeed prompt in delivering my message. I'm surprised you deigned to drop by at all. You've done quite well for yourself, after all. It's good to see that your time at Kiersau wasn't squandered. You even look the part of the famous artist now. What have you been doing in recent years after leaving such a mess in Tossing? No, you could be a dick. I think we gotta get along to get along here. Give along to get along, that is. In that sense, I'll just, I'll be convivial. Even though I'm not particularly fond of this person. I have a commission of marrying Christ waiting for me in Nuremberg, but my patron wants to keep adding more of his associates in. I'm dreading going back to it. Surely the Lord will grant you the strength to succeed in such a difficult endeavor. Right. Why did you really invite me here, Father? In truth, I had hoped to discuss the rising tensions between the Abbey and townspeople. Now, I'd like to clarify the situation for you, Andreas. Yeah, so this is why I was thinking, it's clear that as somebody that is not from Tassing, that the one or more people would probably want me to intercede on their behalf. Oof. Oh, that's a banger. Please, Abbott, I'm all ears. I'm relieved to hear. I believe you've only heard from one side of the issue, Andreas. Otto's little speeches about taxes don't account for the entire situation. Why demand such high taxes then, Father? With the scriptorium closure, the taxes are necessary to make up for the lost income. Ah, this is interesting. I don't know what I want to say. I feel like this is like a cop-out. Excuse me. Um, hmm. What will yield more interesting things to say? What would I learn? That just feels, these two questions feel the same, but this one and this one, I think this one's probably the best. Ask the bishop. I have the authority to keep the abbey running, and so I will, in the way I see fit. I will not shame the abbey that way. Whether he has gone over expenses himself, raising taxes is the best way to cover these costs. But what about prohibiting peasants from using the forest? That's a new restriction. The forest belongs to the abbey and the peasants have no right to use it. Legally, it's theft. I mean... yeah. Such theft deprives the abbey of its natural resources. Since the abbey does not produce anything else, it must be able to sustain itself somehow, especially under such financial stress. Have you no pity for anyone in Tassing? I'm more upset to hear the townsfolk have no pity for us. I hear they will continue their disobedience by collecting herbs on St. John's Eve. The whole town knows I've forbidden it. The matter is grave, and I will excommunicate anyone who defies my order. That certainly creates an ultimatum. One I am hoping to not have to use. Well, remaining impartial will be impossible as long as you're in town. Support me in ending this foolish rebellion. You have a reputation in town, Andreas. You're a successful man, and the townsfolk believe they are like you. I'd like you to convince the other townsfolk, the printer, for example, that this uprising is not in their best interests. The rest of the town will follow, and the peasants will have no chance to resist. We can end this peacefully. Like, I don't know. I don't like this. I don't think... but his reason is like, it's boring. It's not that interesting. It's like, hey, this is ours. It belongs to us. And that's all he's got, basically. It's mine. And I'm like, that's not a particularly compelling point. Yeah. I don't want the town peasants have genuine grievances. Why not talk with them and negotiate? I'm a forgiving man, but Otto's stubbornness has challenged even me. Otto is past the point of talking, Andreas. That's why I'm begging you for help in the matter. Please, take more time to think about it. I apologize, but we must conclude for now. I must excuse myself. I am expected to lead a service at Compline tonight. Think on what we've discussed, Andreas. I trust you can find your way out. Oh well, Father Abbot. Good night. Return to the commons. Sneak around anywhere. Back into the cellar, maybe? What we got going on in here? Kitty got the sausage, and it's still there. What the... Anything here? Nope. Well... I don't feel like I'm particularly close to figuring out what has been... What's wrong here? Matthew? Okay. Brother Guy seems like an asshole to this day. Oh, I gotta go back to the commons. Got it. Yeah, I'm not helping that guy do anything. I can tell you that for damn sure. Oh my goodness, it's Ottilia. Andreas the painter. Good to see you too, Ottilia. When did I say it was good to see you? The only reason I remember you is because you bothered me about that rat, the Baron. Anyway, no time to talk now, fancy man. It's time to call to the fire. Does St. John's Eve mean a lot to you? The Saint's Eve, right. Oda Ans Mama Perkta. Nos Ardain Gesco Perti Bebe Muscolanti. Alright, I'm gonna go. Enjoy the evening, Andreas. But if you want my advice, stay out of the woods tonight. We gotta go to the woods. Casper! My little boy! Master Andrews, look how big the bonfire is! The decorations are so fancy! St. John's Eve Festival is a big event for Tossin. I missed it the last time I was here. You ever been to a festival like this, Casper? No, I've never seen anything like this. Can I stay and watch at the bonfire and see the costumes and watch them collect herbs, Master Mahler? Please? Alright, but follow along and don't get in their way. I'm too tired for the festival. I think I'll just turn in for the night. Yes, I promise I won't make trouble. I'll see you tomorrow, Master. Stay out of the woods, she says. What if I don't? Werner, Andreas. Salutations, you must be that illustrious artist. Balthazar Eisenkopf. Oh, pleasure to meet you. But call me Baltus, please. It's much more familiar. Master Andreas Mahler. Pleased to meet you. Yes, yes, you're Mahler. We know. Let's cut all the long-winded pleasantries. What brings you to Tossing Baltus? Balthazar here decided to stay in this godforsaken town for whatever unfathomable reason after his cart broke. It is not unfathomable. I enjoy the calming vistas, the peace and quiet. It has been neither lately. You mean with what Otto and the peasants have been saying? course, that's what I mean. What else would I be talking about? You've gotten slow in your old age, Mauler. And what is it that you do, Baltus? He's an inventor. Of sorts. I make all manner of mechanical contraptions. For all the use it is. The mind of the inventor exists to create, to build, to go one step further. One step further towards the garbage heap. A very inspiring thought, Baltus. Why, I thank you, Master Artist. Speaking of, have you had the chance to look around the town tonight? I imagine the sights could also be inspiring to your artistic mind. Dessing certainly does look cheerful with the decorations and the bonfire. Indeed. Look at their peasant ingenuity. Consider the bonfire itself. It's built to allow the air and the heat to flow through it at great speed. And how it roars! It's a clever piece of construction. But Otto's a clever man. It is feats almost worthy of a university degree. These people have natural traditions. They've managed to figure out many clever things without even the most cursory education. It is knowledge that hails from preceding generations. Lived experience passed along the chain of time. Not quite the knowledge of a rigorously educated mind, perhaps, but nonetheless useful. You don't need a university education to be smart. Of course you would say that. Neither of you know these people like I do. God has assigned them their place in the order of the world for good reason. There is some merit in learning from the peasants, even you, Werner, given their understanding of herbal remedies. Your traditions are profane. Consider the Eve of St. John, tainted by their pagan rituals. It's an affront to Christ. St. Eligius warned against precisely this nearly 1,000 years ago. Where did this newfound piety come from? Don't pretend to know anything about it. I've been on the pilgrimage to Aachen. I visited the Marian shrine and stood in the presence of those holy relics. To be in the presence of St. John the Baptist's beheading cloth was an experience I will never forget. I haven't managed to... I think... I don't know. I feel like if I need to think about the people here as potential assets in terms of figuring out what this mystery is, then I do indeed need to be making friends and not active enemies. So I think I need to answer in this way rather than the sarcastic way, I should say. I haven't managed the pilgrimage myself, but I hope to. It would do you good, Mahler. You need it. Now, let us keep peace in our hearts as brothers in Christ. We are here to celebrate. I'll let you continue with your evening then. Good night. A very good night. Oh, and do come by my workshop, Master Mahler. I would love to exchange ideas. It would be my pleasure. Splendid. Until then. Mahler. Interesting. Let me talk to Il Peter. Good evening, Andres. Nice to see you here. Grandpa, look who it is. Eh? Oh, the artist. You're still around? I thought to stay and enjoy the festivities. Do you call this a festival? You haven't seen anything yet. You're not going to tell the story again, are you? You kids need to learn it by heart, else Perkta will run you down. Ah, this is about the wild hunt? Yes, it draws near. Heed my warning. Grandpa, you're getting agitated again. It's not good for your health. Nonsense! I can outlive any bastard out there. So, where was I? The wild hunt? Yes! Did you bring your mask? I didn't realize I was supposed to bring one. The fools I have to suffer. The mask is to protect us as we banish the witches and the spirits into Perkta's path. She punishes all humans she finds in the woods on St. John's Eve, since only witches are out in the wilderness. Anyone caught will be turned into animals. No one but a priest can then turn you back. Well, I can imagine a worse punishment. You're a joke artist, but you won't be laughing when Perk finds you. Stay indoors tonight. If you want to come outside, stay within the light of St. John's fire. At least Saint Satya blesses the herbs in the forest this night, and the women will gather the herbs, regardless of that bastard. It's certainly important to stockpile some for the winter. Thank you for teaching me about local customs. Yeah. Hey, Big Org. You grab some of those ashes with you after the bonfire has died down. Fine. What are the ashes for? Huh? Let's spread across the garden. Ensures a good harvest. Figures you city people don't know shit. Don't be like that, Grandpa. Now that story time is over, how are you enjoying the evening so far, Andreas? I've spoken to a few other people here. Very enlightening. It's the best time to spend time with your friends. Have you heard anything interesting? Gossip. You feel like that burner in the forest. Smokey, that's the one. Always nosy about other people. I've been invited to dinner with the abbot. I can't say I'm exceedingly sure about it, given the animosity between us. The abbot? The bastard can rot for all I care. A thief in a monk's robe, full of hollow words. Maybe you can talk some sense into Father Gernot. He's not making it easy for any of us. It's not like we're asking for much. I'll do what I can. All we ask. I guess I shouldn't keep you then. You have an important meeting to attend. You're right. I can't keep the abbot waiting too long. Until later. Oh, we've taken a lot of your time, haven't we? Don't forget to enjoy the night's celebrations. So I could have talked earlier to them. Hello, Master Mahler. Good evening, Sil. Enjoying the festival? Very much so. I feel a tad old for the more active side of celebrations, but I enjoy the sights and sounds. Did you know the word for the summer solstice leads back to the Romans? I thought you didn't read Latin. Picked up a few words over the years, and I still have the mind to put two and two together. Admirable, I must admit. It's nothing, Master Mahler. Mainly proverbs and the occasional word. Hence, solstitium. Such as it looks at this time of year. The sun rises higher for a long time, then it stays there before falling again. A fitting allegory for the great cosmic arc of mankind, rise and fall. But to make up for that, dancing, leaping songs, joy and mirth. People do seem elated, although I don't think the same applies to Abbot Gernot. Otto's courting danger, I agree. Going against the decrees of the abbey like so. The festival has always had a rebellious streak of jest and mockery. I don't see it as sacred as some. And what are we mocking? The fools of the community, most like. The vices folks get up to. Especially those more important to us than us, more important than us peasants. Overall, I think it brings people together. I wish I could read more about all this. What with the abbey selling books from their library? I hope that I could get some for myself, but it proved far too expensive. Klaus and his printings have proven to be of use and a fair bit more cheaper. Have you come across any interesting tales? I have indeed, Master Mahler. Or, I didn't quite understand everything. The text was in Latin. It's by a Roman named Strabo. And it was about geography. That's why I noticed it. I don't believe I had the chance to read anything by him. It was a fairly complicated read, I must admit. The book was about many kinds of barbarians, which included the Reshiite tribe I read about years ago. The people who used to live on this very land before the Romans arrived. He called this place Ratium, and described it as a cluster of daub huts and its people as hostile and warlike, only interested in hunting and fighting. There was something about Manus and his sons, but I couldn't understand a lot of it. In any case, when the Romans came, most of the locals were driven out, but some were captured to work in the fields and the mines. What happened to the locals who were forced out? No idea. I imagine that after the Romans were driven off, when their empire started falling apart, maybe the barbarians came back. But were they really the same people, or nomads from elsewhere? I guess we may never know. Thank you for the quick history. I'll let you get back to the festivities. Enjoy yourself tonight, Master Mahler. Until later. So a little bit of history info for us. I definitely want to go out into the woods, because I was explicitly told not to. And, I mean, well, whenever you get a warning like that, you just have to. You just gotta do it. Smokey. Evening, Master Mahler. You're not taking part in the festivities? Came to ask you the same. I didn't see you at the bonfire. I imagine it'd be a great chance to gather gossip. Plenty of gossip to go around if one keeps their eyes open in the forest tonight. It's an enchanted evening. As for your question, I get enough fire and smoke as it is. And some things haven't changed over the years. Folks still dislike associating with the burner. Other than Andrus. He occasionally comes by, but I guess he has to keep good relations for his trade. Oh, I forgot. Well, fine, they're not as bad as usually, but truth be told, I don't really care. I've made my peace with the matter. For me, it's night like most others. I prefer staying sober and observing the townsfolk. Easier to get to all the gossip for the year to come, you know? Besides, I reckon I'm growing too old for mischief. Best let others run around in their silly costumes. I think you still have some youth in you. Huh. I think the sun rises to the highest point every year, so my back grows ever more crooked. But I appreciate you coming by. I wish you a pleasant evening, Master Mahler. Until later. Until then. So, yeah, let's wander a bit more. Meadow. Let's go to the shrine. Can't look at that again. Go to the waterfall. Oh, hey, Elena. Andreas Mahler. I never thought I'd see you back here again. I came back to pay my respects to Brother Piero. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know the man, but I've heard others speak well of him. How have you been, Helena? Well, little Martha managed to survive since your last visit, thank God. But lately, not so well. You must know about the taxes we had to deal with. I was trying to make the abbot see some sense, but I'm worried he's playing with fire. Harlan, Peter, and the other farmers support him. But it's dangerous to provoke the Duke. Anton's still too young to get mixed up in all this, and we have Martha to look up for now. It's... sounds like peasants really can't survive with the way things are. It's gonna be a hard winter for certain. But I'd take a skinny husband over a dead one. I pray nothing happens to him. Now then, I'd best get back to my work. Until later, Andreas. Until then. Martha! Hi. Hello. You must be Martha. Who told you? It's Saint Santian. Really? Yes, she said she's watching over you. That's nice. Alright, I'm gonna go. Oh. Old salt mine. Lucky left flowers there. I don't remember being able to look at that before. Am I going to be able to go down into the mine? That is a question that I have. Am I going to get back to my room and find myself threatened again? That is also a question. Yeah, we'll have to see. So sleepy. I'm just as sleepy as Andreas is. It's time for bed. Go to sleep. There's nothing more to find out. So, some more intrigue has been set up. The abbot wants me to tell them to buzz off. Oh! Time to go back to my mind palace. Sure. This only happens when something awful is about to start. Oh, there's only one way in. This would be awful if it was an actual maze and then there was a dead end and I had to walk all the way back out. Sabine? What is it? My wife. What? I'm home. I will. Soon. You're lying. Sometimes I think you must despise me. Whoa! Maybe it's worse than that. Maybe I'm nothing to be regarded at all. What am I to you now? An annoyance? A bother? A nuisance to be ignored while you led another life in Krakow? Was there ever an ounce of love in your heart for me? I mean, I know like a lot of the options that I could have like established earlier were like really ambivalent from Andreas. It was an arranged marriage, but I don't know. What if this Andreas is like, yeah, I like you. Of course there was, but no longer. Say nothing. This is a no-win situation. Go back to your work, the only thing that makes you happy. This house is so lonely without him. Stop. Your presence would only amplify the grief. Oh. Did they have a child and that child died? Leave me alone. Leave me alone with the memory of him. Stop. Just leave me alone. Just for one night. One night where I don't have to dream about him. Please. Thank you. Yeah, I remember earlier Andreas was dodging the question about having a child. Oh no! Hello, August. I know you're not gonna say anything. You never say anything. I'm sorry I couldn't do anything for you. I'm so tired, August. Do you get tired where you are? The last time I saw you, I said goodnight to you. I couldn't come to the bed, so I stood in the doorway. I just stood in the dark. You didn't say anything back, so I said it again. I don't know how long I stood there. Just waiting for you to say goodnight. You still look the same age to me. I wonder if I'll ever forget your face. You remember your mother as she is? I remember loving her. Can you ever picture someone clearly if you love them? I love you, little boy. I love you so much. Sometimes I wish I could die so I wouldn't feel it anymore. But I can't. So I retrace my steps every night. Until I find my way back to her. Back to you. I love you, August. Good night. Ugh. Oh my god. What the fuck, fools everywhere? Where's Prester John? Where are Socrates and Saint Boobian? I don't know I still don't know how you pronounce that, and I don't intend to look it up. At least right now. Maybe after I'm done. He wasn't on the ship of fools. Melancholia, ooh. Won't you answer me? No thoughts for Beatrice? You are Beatrice, aren't you? Once. I was a voice of caution, of prudence. And now? More and less than caution. The ache of doubt that stiffens to paralysis. Paralysis that breeds despair. Melancholia. What happened to the others? What happens to you happens to us. The foundations of the city are still moored within the ocean of your mind. Its court does not rule your mind rules the court. Once reason, curiosity, and the foolishness of youth dwelt under the aegis of your intellect. I am all that remains, the melancholy of life's autumn. How did it come to this? You have turned your gaze to your own dark center. You know the courses of your own life. You know how the choices you've made have brought you here. What am I supposed to do about it now? Change your life. Wait, I shouldn't be here. I needed to help someone. Is Casper alright? Ah, so your thoughts aren't entirely turned inward. There is still something in you that cares for others in spite of your melancholy. Perhaps there is still hope for us. Wake up, Andreas. Get the fuck up! You got a little boy that needs your help. Yo, he ran out into the forest, I know it. Ain't no way. Hello, Andreas. Enjoying the bonfire? Your costume looks just like a fancy night dress. I'm looking for Casper. Have you seen him? Hmm? No, I haven't seen the boy tonight. A group of townspeople went into the forest to collect herbs, though. You might see if he wandered off with them. Enjoy the festival while you're at it, Andreas. We're showing the abbot. What for? Otto hanging around while stuff is being gathered. There's a lot of commotion tonight. It sounds like everyone's gone to the woods. Yep. West Lawn. Smokey's not even out. Maybe he's asleep. Everybody's partying. Jesus. Oh, my little boy. Yo, that guy ran off. What's up? Master Andreas, what are you doing out here? Casper, thank God. I was worried when you didn't come back. Where have you been? I was at the bonfire with Killian, but I heard a ruckus from deeper in the woods, and I left to go see what it was. Father Granada, what are you doing out here? I was chasing one of the townsfolk, but I lost track of the costume buffoon. Forest's off limits. Figure out who's breaking the rules and excommunicate them myself. What was that? Someone was screaming in town. They're really taking nonsense too far this year. What are you still doing here? Come on. Close the meeting at the shrine. Say, found Casper is safe and sound at St. Satria's shrine, but Father Granada arrived shortly after to denounce the townsfolk for entering the forest. The abbot's ranting was interrupted by a scream that sounded like it came from town. We are going to investigate. Okay, it's not letting me go that way. Whoosh! Jesus. Yeah, I've never seen these flowers before. I wonder where they found them. Who's that running off anyway? It's too hard to tell who's who in those stupid costumes. You know what? I bet those flowers are the unique ones that the blind nun was talking about. That's the one. That's the person that did it. Check on the town first. Holy shit! Is that Otto? Burner, is he? Yes, I'm afraid so. Someone released the rope. The platform crushed him. How did this happen? Baltus and Lenhart heard the crash and stepped outside to see what had happened, right? And we saw a figure in a costume rushing off from the rock house. It must have been whoever released the rope. What were you doing during all of this, Lenhart? Enjoying a light meal with these gentlemen. Oh, what a shame. You can't blame me for this, Peter. Casper, look to see if Otto had a note. Do it! Why can't you do it, Andreas? What does he know? Oh. Gonna find... No, Master, there's nothing. Are you certain? What are you expecting? I'm not sure. You know, I think he did it. Oh, no, Ava. My God. Otto. No, no. You. The abbot must have killed him. I was with the abbot. I'll stick up for him here, because I'm sure that he has nothing to do with this. You always had it out for Otto. We need answers. How dare you? I won't stand here and be accused of such a foul act by a peasant. Go after him. No, 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 no. The abbot was with us. He's innocent. That's right. There's no way it could have killed Otto. Grab the artist and the boy, too. We'll get to the bottom of this. Casper, run. Oh, so now it's like it's the obverse of the situation prior to this, where now there's a mob and it's coming for somebody else that we know didn't do it. To the Abbey! Oh, this is goofy. Brothers! To the library now! They ran through the church! This way! They've locked the door. Andreas, get out of the way. Otto's death demands justice. Yeah, but couldn't have killed Otto. He was with us when we found the body. That's true, he did arrive with you, but you don't know where he was before that, do you, Andreas? Who else would want to kill Otto? Coward. Killer. Andreas, move. If you go after Gernot, the real killer will get away. No mercy, he is a monster. These monks don't come out, we'll set fire to the whole place and cook them. You've all gone mad. You have good reasons to hate the abbot, but he's not the culprit here. It doesn't seem like the abbot could really kill Otto, does it? Fine, damn it. You've got one day to find whoever you think is the real killer, Andreas. Otherwise, we will come back for the abbot. Andreas, all I want is justice for my husband. Please, you must find the murderer. I swear I will find whoever really killed Otto. Just like we found whoever killed the Baron. The peasants are really convinced that Gernot killed Otto, but it was impossible. Is there like a Joker-esque figure trying to pull everybody's strings here? That's a question. Peter's temper got in the way. The abbot is an easy target because he was at odds with Otto and his cause. Master Peter is furious. He's only giving you a day to find the murderer. Why'd you even agree to find out who really killed Otto anyway? Didn't turn out well the last time, did it? Why do it again? Everyone deserves justice, Casper. You have a good heart, Master Andreas. So who do you think did it then? Where do we even start? We should talk to Lenhart. He always hated the peasants and supported the abbot. He was very vocal against Otto in the town commons the other day. He might have hated Otto enough to kill him without enough to kill him. It's worth talking to him. He might. Well, what about Martin Bauer? We saw him talking to Otto. They seem to be arguing over something. It's not likely. Martin supported Otto and the peasants. It would be worth talking to Martin to see what they were discussing. He might have an idea who would want to kill Otto. I'm sure we can find some other suspects. We'll have to do some more investigating to find out who the murderer was, but we better move fast. Could the murderer confess to Father Thomas? Well, maybe. Even if the murderer did, Father Thomas is bound by the seal of confession. He won't tell us. However, we could eavesdrop on confessions. Since St. John's Eve just happened, the townsfolk will all come in to confess. Oh yeah, one of the townsfolk might have heard something anyway. That's a good place to start. You could also ask around at the Golden Hand. People will tell outsiders anything. They might have heard something we missed. What about the person who ran by us in the forest? They were wearing these flowers. I've never seen them before. Right, we have to find the source of those flowers in the woods. They might give us some sort of connection to the killer. The flower might have some medical use. Someone with medical knowledge and tasking might know where it grows. We should ask them, but who would have that knowledge? Sister Gertrude is one I want to talk to. Even though time is short, we have a good chance at finding the real killer. Let's get to work. Cool. Alright, so that's a good stopping point. It's been like another hour. So I think what I'm going to do is talk to Gertrude first. That's the one I want to talk to the most about. Flower. Maybe this is something that is consonant with what she had talked about before in how the killer ran by her. That's like the one piece of evidence that we really have. Both that and the handwritten script on that burned piece of paper. Need to figure out who wrote that. Presumably, it's somebody on the older-ish side, certainly not somebody young. it's not like Casper. Really don't think it's going to be Martin. He wouldn't have. Yeah, it's definitely not Martin. I'm sure with the way that, like, this is a game, this is a whole story. That mystery hasn't been figured out. Clearly, these are connected in some way, and so I think we can probably safely eliminate a couple figures. Martin, of course, being a really big one. So, yeah, we'll I guess explore this a bit later now. Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody.